This case is absolutely insane. I mean, there's just so much going on right off the bat. You have Margaret Motorray, who wasn't even supposed to be released this year at all. She comes out of the blue, replaces the new Citroen Clown that was supposed to be released. And in this case, she replaces a fellow female Brit in Holly Shiftwell. So, I don't know, it's just crazy to me. You also have GRC Jackson Storm, a next-gen Piston Cup racer. You have a GRC World Grand Prix racer, the collision of worlds there. You have a random Barney Cones, and even more random than that is a Yokoza from Tokyo Made, a brand new Thailand variant, along with a bunch of other good stuff. GRC Carla Veloso is returning, Cave Mater's returning, so I cannot wait to go through all of this, guys. This is probably one of the better cases of the year, just because of Margaret Motorray, who is such a coveted, highly anticipated release that, like I said, came out of nowhere and has taken the world by storm. Probably at the end of the year is going to be a top 5 release for me when we do our top 10 list and all that. But yeah, guys, let's hop right on in with our review of 2024 Singles Case K. We have not been able to do an unboxing in quite some time because, simply put, none of the cases are available to purchase sealed. And we'll talk a little bit more about this later. I don't want to drone on about it, but the state of Mattel distribution right now is not good. Like, if you're not in Australia, you're kind of screwed. I mean, Canada's been good. Greece just randomly is good. US, not good. We'll get into that later. I want to give a huge shout out to Astro Smokey for helping me get all of these because, of course, he is an Australian. And yeah, they're already on Case L. They are far past even Case K here. I mean, they have their sights on the final case of the year with Case M because Astro Smokey literally already is everything from Case L. It's crazy. But yeah, guys, let's dive right on in. We're going to save the best for last. So these 4 are going to have to step aside for a little bit and we'll revisit them. But first off, we want a Kevin Shiftright. There's just one of them in the case. I do have everything from the case here to show you guys, so it will feel like a case unboxing just without pulling them out of the cardboard box. But yeah, the Clutch 8 racer from Cars 1 been included in multiple cases. And of course, as I've been mentioning all year, there's a battle for the Kevins because you have Kevin Racingtire and Shiftright being released simultaneously, multiple points throughout the year, sometimes in the same case, which is the case in this case. Look at that, lots of cases. So we'll get to him in a moment here, but you have McQueen, Todd the Pizza Plant Truck, very cool. Mayor with Working Toa, Hull and Gas, who I will be reviewing the Thailand variant of soon, Sally, and Sheriff. And by soon, I mean like within the next 5 months? Let's go 5 months, yeah. Probably no later than December because he might be a 12 Days of Christmas type of video. I'm going to completely rework how I do the 12 Days of Christmas, by the way. So if you're watching this video, you get a little bit of a behind the scenes type of information point there. And yeah, Kevin Racingtire is also in this case. You have just one of him as well. So the battle is even. It's a tie at the moment. Although I have always preferred Kevin Racingtire. And it's not even close to me. I think Clutch 8's one of the worst sponsors. Like, I don't mind Dino Drafsky, but out of all of them, between Spiky Phillips and, Noah Gochek. See, they're just so forgettable. Noah Gochek, Kevin, and Dino. Dino's the best by far, but none of them really stand out to me. And obviously, Shifty Drug was one of the sponsors that Disney and Pixar cut out of Cars 3, but we do have William Byrev, the regular, and the metallic version that just came out, so Shifty Drug has still gotten some action. And yeah, on the back, you have the exact same thing. It's crazy that they're releasing these and they're just so similar in so many ways. Same model as well. Now, also in this case, you have not one, but 2 fabulous Lightning McQueens. Was that necessary? No. Yeah, that was completely unnecessary. Not the worst variant of McQueen, and it's one that I really don't see that often hanging around the pegs, in all fairness. But, I mean, I also don't have a large sample size. I have seen so many KCs and just barely anything else. I guess I have seen a fair amount of Case D, but beyond that, I mean, I saw basically B, C, and D. I saw a lot of B early on, Went to Arizona. It was all B. I found quite a bit of C. I still am finding it. Like my Target just restocked with 2 KCs. I found quite a bit of D between Target and then like one Walmart that had a sidekick with like 4 case Ds. I found case E like 3 times. I found case F finally the other day at Meijer. But beyond that, I have barely found anything this year. And so I guess I shouldn't say I haven't seen too many fabulous McQueens peg warming because I just haven't had the chance to really observe in full. It's not statistically relevant. Can't reject the null hypothesis, if you know what I'm saying. But on the back here, you have using Racing Tractor. Now, fun little story about him. I found case F at Meijer the other day. And of course, they don't get half cases in. They get full cases in. So I was super stoked. They had the 2 DJs. They had the 2 Aikens. I was like, hell yeah. I found a full case. Let's go. And then I get home. I share my finds with my friends. And they're like, didn't you get the tractor? I'm like, wait, what tractor? And I was like, God damn it, I can't believe I actually missed the using Racing Tractor. Someone got there before me and nabbed it. Like, what? Come on. That literally would have been such a great find because it was only previously in, I believe, case B, which, of course, not in the half version of that. And the full version didn't really hit any stores in the US. So, yeah. That's the state of affairs. All these other ones are from case B, and all of them are in the half case, of course, but not the best one in using Racing Tractor. So a little side tangent there, but I thought it was funny enough to address, because you'll see in the next Hunt episode, I'm like so excited, and I think I found the full case when I actually didn't. Now there is one Luigi and Guido in this case. Totally fine with this. Another one I really don't see much of at all. And yeah, just is super nostalgic at this point because it's like one of the last remaining, I don't know, how do I phrase this? Kind of like a 2-for-1 where you get Luigi and Guido. Like if they were to release Luigi and Guido for the first time nowadays, you would get Luigi by himself. That would be a single. Basically Matteo as a comparison. And Guido you would get with like a stack of tires every time. It would just be Guido and an accessory. And they would probably, I would not put it past them if they do that. Just because they could release like a new stack of tires every single time and then just coax more people into buying them just to get that new accessory. Like, oh, maybe it's white walls. Maybe it's tractor tires. Maybe it's actually a toolbox this time. Yay, like maybe it's something else. And this way you keep buying Guido for all these accessories, but it's a lot more profitable for them that way than to put Luigi and Guido together, which is what they've done for all of eternity. So I would not be surprised if that goes to that. I doubt they will, just because it's so entrenched to release Luigi and Guido together. They're inseparable. But hey, you would never get like a Lug and Nutty together. You would never get an Orderly Pitties or a Techie and Packy anymore. 2 Pitties in one pack just never happens anymore. And this is pretty much the last remaining like sliver of that style. Just because, I mean, look at Breaker Boggs, Jessica Carville. You're not getting that same value. Like now, if they release Jessica Carville in 2010, you would have gotten Jessica Carville and Lance the Rider in the same pack. Now, actually, that might be false just because they're different models. And most of the time when they doubled up, they were the same model. Like, I mean, again, Nat McLugnant, Michael Honksel, the Airport Pitties, the Tokyo Party Staff, Edamame Sashimi, and Daishu Sashimi. Like, the list goes on and on. But again, Sarah Cogs and Noriyuki were like one. That was a 2-pack. Sarah Cogs and Noriyuki. That was a 2-pack. You know what I mean? So they're basically saying, like, we'll release Sarah Cogs by herself. Oh, man. What a rant. Anyways, there is one regular Cars 1 Lightning McQueen in this case, which, again, not going to complain about it. So retro. So early, mid-2000s. In a good way, though. This guy's on, like, a perfect card. But, yeah, I got plenty of those to go around. You got Manny Flywheel on the back, sprucing things up. You got Fillmore there on the back. Such a old stock image for Fillmore. Speaking of Lightning McQueens, did you have enough? No, of course you didn't have enough because there's also one road trip Lightning McQueen in this case. The 2024 version is the 2023 version. Does that make sense? It should make sense because there are two versions of Road Trip McQueen, the 2022 and the 2023 version. And the 2024 version is the 2023 version. Maybe I should say the 2024 version is the 2023 variant. I don't know. You gotta watch Loki season 2 to understand all the variants type of stuff that I'm talking about. Lots of pop culture references today. On the back, you got some good stuff. I have found Randy and Mato a few times because they are in case A, which has hit target in full. Actually, all of these guys, I think, are in case A. So it's not a bad case because you get Adam and Mallory, which are, I don't know, Mallory I think looks awesome on 2024 card. Just seeing the green on the all red background is pretty sweet. But yeah, I like that. Moving off to the side here, you didn't have enough McQueens because there are two GRC Lightning McQueens in this case as well. Here they are. Not actually from a case K, but you guys get the gist here. Love, 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 love the packaging. You can see that they're notched like this with the divot that distinguishes them from regular singles. Also, the name is on the bottom instead of above the blister. They each have the special numbers. So seeing the 95 there in blue, it's a little jarring, but it looks great. This is my favorite GRC racer so far. It's in my top 10 favorite releases of the year so far. They really knocked it out of the park with this. My only gripe would be there's no context behind the GRC at all. I mean, I guess it takes place in Radiator Springs because you have Willie's Butte there in the background, but at least release a book. I mean, even back in the day, they would provide like an excerpt on the back. Like during the Ice Cup or the Carbon Cup, they would talk about like who's hosting it and some details behind it in like a blurb on the card back. They don't do that obviously anymore. They should, just to give us more of a reason to be invested with it. I mean, that's literally all I'm asking. I just want to be emotionally invested in what the Global Racers Cup is. And I think they could whip up a amazing caption from ChatGPT even in like 30 seconds. Something really cool like, the Global Racers Cup breaks boundaries to reunite. To breaks boundaries to unite the Piston Cup with the World Grand Prix legacy. Oh my God. Chills. Chills. All right. Chill. Rusteze Cruz Ramirez. There's one of her in this case. No big deal there. Not a bad release. Not a great release. I do love that they put the accent mark on Ramirez's eye. Because you don't see that too often. You do not. Especially when it comes to Mattel. But yeah, this has always been such a cool design for me. I remember being a huge fan of it when she was initially released in 2017. Worn a little thin as the years have gone on, but still a great design nonetheless. They should release like the track damage version that they did in 2021 again, just to like spruce things up. That is kind of a forlorn release at this point, if you ask me. There is one Ponchy Wipeout in this case, the bumper save racer from Cars 1. Ponchy does reprise his role in Cars 3, but completely different model with slightly different decals and, for whatever reason, yellow wheels, which somehow actually look great. Just imagine the original, this one, with yellow wheels. Wouldn't that just look so strange? Maybe it could work, though. And yep, this was a Case D debut, along with K Mater, Tractor Ghost, and Deputy McQueen with Slime. But it shows Case A stuff on the back. Of course it does. There's one K Mater, speaking of the devil, in this case, which is a great re-inclusion. His second case of the year. Probably the rarest release from Case D. Tractor Ghost, since there were two in the case, and Deputy McQueen with Slime were just not as rare. I have found way more of those than I have K Maters. I think I've only found let's go with, I've only probably found 1/4 of the amount of K Maters that I have found Tractor Ghost, and I probably only found 1/2 of the K Maters I have found of Deputy McQueen with Slimes. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say, he's 4 times as rare as a Tractor Ghost, and he's twice as rare as a Deputy McQueen with Slime. And yeah, he's way heavier. He feels like you're really getting a bang for your buck. Looks great, visceral, Raw release. Love it. So glad that he's back. Oh, I picked the international card that I had in my tote. Because I did, thankfully, thanks to the Diecast Empress, who actually did the Zill custom I just reviewed a few days ago. She helped me out with a couple international cards for Case D, the Cave Mater, Tractor Goes, and Deputy McQueen of Slime. And I just happened to pull out the international Cave Mater that she sent me. So there you go. You get a little taste of something different. You do have Ruby Easy Oaks back in this case, just one. This guy debuted in Case G, the last case to have hit the U.S. in mass. Now I say in mass because Case H has hit H-E-B stores in Texas and apparently Kroger stores. I think the person was in Georgia who found them at a Kroger. But to me, that's not a wide release. Both are regional stores, not everywhere. H-E-B being limited to Texas is crazy. And Kroger, although it's a little more expansive and there's a lot of affiliates, it doesn't necessarily mean that they will have Case H. Like Mariano's, I don't know if anyone's heard of it, is an affiliate of Kroger. It's under the same parent company. They like never. I don't think I've ever seen Disney cars there. They'll sometimes have Hot Wheels. Never. Like they don't have a dedicated toy section. Shouldn't say the T word. They don't have a dedicated collectible section. And so the only time they'll have Hot Wheels is when they just put up like a clip strip somewhere or a little dump bin. And so, yeah, they won't ever have Disney cars, which sucks because there are way more Marianos around me than there are Krogers. The closest Kroger to me is like a 30-minute drive, whereas there's like a Mariano's I could walk to within like 5 minutes. So, yeah, point being, Case H is not out at Target or Meijer or Walmart or like a Fred Meyer or like a large retailer yet. And of course, yeah, Case G is the last case to hit the U.S. in mass, which still is only Walmart and the half version. And I have yet to find even remnants of it. Every Walmart I go to is so bad. Oh, God, it's rough out there right now. On the back, you got some good stuff, though. Mater with Sign, Cactus McQueen, Aiken Axler, not calling him Alan, Aiken Axler, Corey Turbowitz, Brush Gerber, and Kathy Copter. So a couple of these were from Case C. Corey was Case E. F. Aiken was also F. So a little mix there in terms of the case they debuted in. Case F also debuted artist Ramone here, who they just call Ramone, but we know this is the artist version of him from Cars 2. Different from Body Shop Ramone, because that one has the paint gun. But yeah, both are basically just the lime green Ramone from Cars 2. Intro Ramone, but Cars 2. And yeah, it looks good. They did do him a couple years ago in 2022, though. So nothing too crazy there. On the back, though, you have a weird layout. Not often will you see 3 cars on the back of anything. You'll usually see like 6, or you'll see like 2. But 3 is an odd number. Literally, it is odd. Holly Schiffwell, McQueen with Racing Wheels, and Otis. What a squad there. What a squad. I don't think any of those characters actually had speaking lines with each other, even though they all appear in one of the same scenes at the end in Radiator Springs. Here you have one Sally. All right, fine. Nice Porsche. Yep, nothing really else to say besides classic. She's a classic. What else can we say? All right, so we've gone through all the boring stuff. There is a Lightning McQueen with racing wheels. So I guess we haven't fully gone through all the boring stuff. You have your Lightning McQueen with racing wheels, the Cars 2 version of him. And yeah, you'll also sometimes just see one car on the back because it's the first car from the Cars 2 movie that they did. And at that point, they hadn't done Holly or Otis or artist Ramone yet. So McQueen has to just ride solo. Jeez, that's brutal. And of course, they aren't going to update his card back. They don't do that. Unlike with the Glow Racers, where they have been updating the card backs as the cases get released, they don't do that with mainline singles. All right, let me just go through my list here. Doesn't look like we missed anyone, so we'll launch into the new releases. First up being Barney Cones, the push truck, which is literally his code name in the case list. It's funny. Justin Roadritter and Tony. No. Hold on. Backtrack a little bit. Justin Roadritter was Tony Motorfield and Chris Freedman. I think all were named in my case list documentation, but Jason Roadkey was like RX Cars. Barney was Push Truck. Byron Crashforth was like Blue Land Racer A. So yeah, interesting code names for sure. Jessica Carville was also named differently, like Pity with Clipboard and Cone. So yeah, Barney Cones here. Great looking truck here. Cannot wait to open them up. Obviously opens the door for a lot of custom potential because they use this truck so frequently in the Cars 3 and Cars on the Road media, or background scenes, I should say. Now, this guy will be returning in 2025, so there's not a crazy urgency to get him, I will say. But yeah, I guess there's a crazy urgency to get him with the new for 2024 Snipe, because next time you'll see him in 2025, that'll be gone. He'll look the same on the front and probably have new or different items here on the back. But yeah, this is a great selection. I love that they have been updating. You know, when a new car comes out for Cars on the Road, they put some of the more recent characters on the back. So, of course, you have Van Campbell, who debuted in Case J, the last case. Same thing with Justin Roadritter, who's also in a 2-pack, but it's a variant. You have Deputy McQueen Slime slips in here, Jessica Carville, and Jason Roadkey from Case H, and Chris Freedman from Case G. So, a great selection. Some of the best releases here on the back. And yeah, Barney, I don't know if he'll make the top 10 because he is a pretty basic truck, but he looks great and he's pretty heavy. I'm sure the back bed, not the bed itself, but you know, the back half of the truck is die-cast metal, which you can't say for every truck a lot of the time, especially when China made them. They would be back half plastic, front half die-cast metal. So excited to open him up and review him. Not sure the order I will be reviewing these in yet, but I will tell you who will be first. And we'll get to her in a second. But first up is GRC Raoul CaRoule. This guy might give McQueen a run for his money in terms of the best GRC racer. I absolutely love the black outline around the windshield. I love his design. I love the fact that they made the blue so much more vibrant. It's like a deep ocean blue instead of like the kind of sky diluted blue it used to be. Yeah, so GRC number 6, Raoul CaRoule. They do have the little accent mark on the C. It looks great. On the back now, you have 5. A lot of odd numbers going on these card backs. But yeah, makes sense. These are all the racers that have been released as singles so far. McQueen and Francesco debuted in Case H. Carla and Shu debuted in Case J. That's right? Yep. Yeah, that's right. Shu was also in a 2-pack with McQueen. And then, of course, you have Jackson Storm, who we'll look at here in just one moment. Yeah, very nice. The GRC racers on my channel, like the reviews haven't been doing as well as I thought they would, but I do believe like in the long run they will be some of the more popular and coveted releases from the year. Just as, you know, if you look back on the Carbon Carnival Ice Racers, some of those have gone up quite a bit in value. But here you have Mr. Jackson Storm, which I think will end up being one of the more popular GRC racers. I don't know, I feel like next gens just always have the edge on World Grand Prix racers no matter what it is, even if it is Jackson Storm, who no one really likes. But yeah, you do have the 2.0 crafted into the GRC logo there. It looks really good. I have come to the conclusion that he is number 20 though, after years and years of thinking that it was 2, but it is just stylized to look like 2.0. His number is indeed 20. I have come full circle. And on this card back, basically the same, but Raoul is substituted in for Jackson. So looking really good there. Again, love the card backs for these, that they look different. They stand out. Like you're looking at all the pegs and you're like, bam, oh, you got a GRC racer. It's super identifiable. It's awesome. And there you guys have that for the GRC. There are 2 Yokozas in this case. I do have 2 of them here for a nice visual representation. But yeah, first time being released from Thailand. This is their last Tokyo made a release for the year. They did Komodo, they did Manji, and they did Yokoza in 3 straight cases, and now they're done. It's like, let's just rip the Band-Aid off and then call it a day. I will be reviewing him, although I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's probably the least different. Or maybe not, because he does have this super ugly back window now, which is super different from how it used to be. But yeah, as seen in Tokyo Mater, looks really good. And now you have a complete array of Tokyo Mater stuff on the back. Although, again, I mentioned this before, it's weird to me that they're including the 2023 Tokyo Mater singles on the back. Like, would they do that with anything else? No. I'm looking at the back of Barney Cones. Do I see a, what's a good example? Squat? No. Do I see Jeremy? No. Why? Because they were released last year. If I'm holding this in a store, there is zero chance that I'm going to find stuff that's over a year old, which is Patoka, Drift Party Mater, and Ito San. Makes no sense to me at all why they are including those. I mean, Kabuto with Flames as well. He's a little less old. He was included in the final case of 2024 or 2023, but still, it really should just be Komodo and Manji. Those are the only other Tokyo Mater releases this year. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but they do all look pretty cool, I will admit, together and united. And yeah, I'm excited to take a look at this guy. I think it's great that they put 2 of him in the case because he should be pretty popular. I love how he's got those like triple side view mirrors there. Look at that. Looks so cool. All right. Moving on to the best one in the case, in my opinion, and that is Margaret Motorray. Wow, the miracle. The miracle child here again. Like I said, she replaced a fellow female Brit in Holly Shifwell. Pretty sure she's British. I mean, she is a Land Rover. Yeah, it's a Land or a Range Rover, which is, I don't know. I'm stereotyping a little bit, but Maurice Welks, that's all I must say. And Sergeant Highgear, both of which are pretty much the same model as her. She looks great with all of her doodads. She is going to be the first one I review, no doubt in my mind at all. I would not be surprised if someday we get a 2-pack of her and like a Cryptobuster McQueen. It seems very likely. That would be kind of cool. Her and Griswold would be such a vibe as well in a 2-pack together. Maybe, will we ever get Clutch Humboldt? I'm going to go out on a limb and say we will. Eventually, we will get a Clutch Humboldt. Mattel knows that the fans love RVs. We just gargle RVs all day long. I mean, they know Larry Camper. That's why they did him as a mini racer. How random was Larry Camper as a mini racer? Super random, but they know we love RVs. You know, that's why a lot of the RVs ended up being like convention exclusives, like Barry Diesel, like Big Al. Who else was? I mean, Bud was a super chase. Okay? The fact that we got Doug RM and Larry Camper as just regular deluxes is crazy. Who else? Oh, the Conway brothers. Silly me. How could I forget? The 4-for-1 there. And then Van Scanlane. Van Scanline feels a little weird because he wasn't a part of like the original clan of RVs. And the original clan would consist of all the ones that were included in the Meet the Cars book and the Cars Blu-ray Finder game. So, and then, of course, Sid Vanderkamper and Clan Gentlebreeze were also included, but not ever released. They were both canceled. Clayton canceled twice. Okay? Anyways, point being, they will end up releasing Clutch Humboldt one day. Okay? I promise you that. I really do believe in that. But yeah, for now, we'll have to sell for Margaret, who looks pretty gosh darn awesome. Cannot wait to review her. On the back, we have the exact same set of cars that we had on Barney Cones. Should they have probably put Barney on the back of Margaret and Margaret on the back of Barney? Yeah, they probably should have. Because if you're in the store, you're looking at one, you flip her around, you're like, oh, who else could I find? Oh, Barney. And oh yeah, he's here. Makes sense. They came out of the same box, all right? Sometimes I just don't understand Mattel. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments, who is your favorite car from this case? For me, it's Margaret, and it's not even close. Am I happy that she replaced the Citroen Clown? That's a little bit more of a complicated issue. This is a great case overall. You have 4 new releases. You have 1 new Thailand variant to cap it off. And then the re-inclusions of Cave Mater and GRC Carla really also elevate this case. Thank you as always for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon for another video. Bye now.